Let's spike my curly mohawk and see how it looks.
First, I'm combing out my curls with the tangle teaser to make it easier to straighten later. It's gliding through so easily because I just did a deep conditioning mask earlier that day and my hair detangled way faster than I expected. Before I put any heat on my hair, I want to protect it, so I'm using the Color Wow Dream Coat and spraying it all over my hair to fully saturate it and making sure everything's protected. Then I like to spray some in my hands and just rub it all over my head to make sure I got every single hair. Since my hair is wet now and this product is also heat activated, I'm just blow drying it with a round brush to get it dry before straightening it. This also made straightening it much easier because this was pretty much a blowout even though my hair is super short, but it made the curls stay separated and detangled and much straighter. Now it's time to straighten, so I'm sectioning small pieces at a time and clipping the rest back, then using the chase method to get my hair as straight as possible. It's always good to do in small sections at a time because I'd rather do one pass with the heat and have a great outcome than do chunks that are too large and don't get all the hairs and then have to do several passes to get it all straight, which would be so much more damaging. Doing the back of my head is always fun because it's a little bit of a guessing game, like how close am I to the scalp? I don't know, but I go based on how hot it feels and I can tell when I'm right at the bottom of the roots. Now that everything's straight, it's time to spike it and spray it in place. I'm angling the front pieces a little bit forward so it goes with the rounded shape of my head and the rest of the mohawk and lightly spraying that in place. I'm using the blow dryer while holding my hair taut so it can dry in the shape that I want at the angle that I want. I want this front section to be smooth and spiked properly, so I'm combing out the front to make it perfectly even, then spraying it in place, then blow drying it while holding it exactly where I wanted it to be. I'm holding and spraying the next section, smoothing it out, and blow drying it in place. It's really important to hold your hair at the exact angle you want it to dry because once you finish blow drying, it's going to be stuck at that angle and hard to change, so I like to face directly forward when drying it to make sure it lines up with the front. I like to sandwich my hair and press my palms together to get all the sticky product to hold both sides together and swipe all the way up to the tips so it gets a pointier effect. One thing to keep in mind is that your head's round, so you can't make sections that are too large angled in the same direction or you'll have gaps in the mohawk, so take smaller chunks at a time and try to make them angled at like the zenith of the middle of your head. The back part tends to droop more, so take your time and make sure you use enough spray and do enough rounds back there. I'm ending off with a good sandwiching of everything, and here's the finished look. I love how it turned out and think it looks much better than the last time I spiked my hair into this type of mohawk since the color was grown out and my angles weren't perfect, but I really like this one and have been having so much fun wearing it.